The activists in the entertainment industry cannot build anything. They cannot do anything original. All they can do is destroy. And that's what we've seen time and time again. And in the case of Velma, the HBO Max series, featuring Mindy Kaling as race-swapped Velma, the writing was on the wall from the beginning. Because it's another example of these people coming into this IP that has a built-in fan base, that has a history, and deciding instead of doing what the fans want, instead of doing something for the fans, they want to do something for themselves. They want to use it as a platform for their own identity politics. You could tell from the promotional material that that's what this show would be. They made fun of fans within the first couple seconds of the first teaser trailer. But in the lead up to Velma, when they released their full trailer, you saw the backlash. Almost 400,000 dislikes to only 11,000 likes. Absolutely pathetic. And then the show actually came out and everybody knew it was going to be like this. Now the critics don't even like this thing. It's been hovering around 50% basically the entire time, but obviously the focus has been that audience score, a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at Metacritic at a 1.1 out of 10. It doesn't matter if you look at IMDb, which is at a 1.7, which is very close to the lowest rated series of all time. Everybody, nearly universally, hates Velma. And just as we predicted, what's the message from the media? You knew it. You knew what it would be. Scooby-Doo spin-off Velma show review bombed on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. And who's being blamed? Men. Men are being blamed for this review bomb. It's weird. Whenever critics don't like something, it's not called a review bomb, is it? When the critics didn't like Black Adam and the audience seemed to like it, even though I said from the beginning I didn't think Black Adam was a very good movie, were all these articles written saying the critics are review bombing Black Adam? No, because they assume that, well, that's valid. We are critics. We have the right reasons for liking or not liking something. But the audience, they're too stupid. If they don't like something like this, it must be because they got together and decided that through their bigotry, they were going to try to make this show fail. It's so pathetic, and you see it over and over again. A bunch of headlines now saying the same thing. Velma review bombed on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb as reactions flood online. Velma review bomb explored amid low IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes scores. And we're going to get to this because this is actually a very interesting article. But let's look at Screen Rant. Screen Rant was really the first one to come out with it. They've received a significant amount of backlash for this. The Scooby-Doo spin-off Velma faces a massive review bombing campaign on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. A campaign, as if it's organized. That's actually how these losers think. These freaks, when they like something, they can only assume that if other people don't, it's because it's some sort of campaign, so harassment campaign. That's the only reason. They truly are pathetic. But I guess this show is made for woke TV writers and people in the woke media. That's about it. Velma's an animated series that sees the team navigating high school while trying to figure out precisely what mysterious elements are causing murders. Unfortunately for the show, it's been the subject of review bombs on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. At the time of this writing, Velma has an 18% audience score. Oh, it's much lower than that now, as opposed to its 60% critic rating. On IMDb, the story's the same, with 72% of the audience saying Velma's a 1 out of 10. While many already believe that Velma's R rating's a bad idea, that doesn't account for the absolute slam of incredibly negative reviews that come within only hours of the show's release, as of only 2 episodes have been aired so far. Yeah, 2 half-hour episodes. That's enough for people to get, the first episode's enough for you to get an idea what this show is, and after 30 minutes, they saw it, and they went there and they said, this is shit. Velma features a race-blind casting that sees Daphne, Velma, and Norville played by actors who are respectively, you didn't even get this right in your article, Daphne is Asian, Velma is South Asian, and Norville is Black. So it would be respectively Asian, South Asian, and Black. I'll correct it for you since the editors at Screen Rant are obviously so stupid. Either that or they didn't want to waste their time with your dumb article. It wouldn't be the first time a diverse production has been review bombed due to its diversity, and it won't be the last. The race blind aspect, the fact that they called it race blind, it's not race blind. It is intentionally race swapping characters. I know what you mean by race blind. Oh, they can be played by anybody. No, they went out there intentionally to race swap these characters. Don't fucking pretend like it's race blind. No, it is intentional. They meant to do this. They've been open and upfront about that. But you're saying that's just the reason. Well, if you actually look at these reviews, it's about much, much more than that. The fact that Velma's being bashed almost exclusively by men also hints at the potentially sexist cause of the bombing. So they're racist and they're sexist. Got it. IMDb reports 159 men have reviewed this series with an average rating of 2.1. On the other hand, 18 women have given Velma an average rating of 4.1. So they also don't like it. We have some updates for these numbers, boys. Why don't we look at this stuff? And the reason I actually saw this was because of this article from HITC, the Review Bombing Explained, because they went in depth a little bit and we're like, listen, you can say it's because of the diversity that's being reviewed on. You can say it's because of sexism, but in reality, if you look at all the comments, nearly all the comments are just about how bad this is and how much of a bastardization this is of everything Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's not in it. It doesn't feel like these characters. Nothing about this feels connected to the IP from which it's derived from. So at least they said, let's get into this. Are these people actually doing it for these reasons or not? But when we do go to IMDb, let's look at these numbers. That's a lot of ones. That's a lot of ones. Hey, are those 5.7% of 10s? Those are fake reviews too, right? Are you going to call them out? Somehow I doubt it. But look at this. Males have given it a 1.6. Females have given it a 4.2. A 4.2 is not good. That's saying you don't like it. In fact, the only demographic in this entire thing of people that like it or that think it's a above average show, females aged 30 to 44. Weird that the exact target demographic, probably lonely women who blame all their problems on white men, that's the demographic, the only one that likes it. Minnie Kaling's 43 years old, so this makes a lot of sense. But even young women hate it. Old women hate it. The only demographic that actually had a positive view of this is women aged 30 to 44. It almost seems like that's what all of Hollywood is like targeting right now. Unfortunately, there's not enough of those women to really make a difference. There's not enough of those women to actually make a franchise viable. But that does seem to be where all of the similarly aged women who are fucking bitter about everything in the world, the same people that are writing it, they're writing it for themselves. The same age demographic, the same gender, all of that stuff. No longer is Hollywood writing things that are meant to be universally appreciated by everybody. That is one of the massive problems. And when it comes to Velma, they're going to say it's review bomb. They're going to say it's fake. They're going to call you racist. They're going to call you sexist. At the end of the day, if you've watched this episode, you realize, just like with Rings of Power, just like with everything else, when you have this focus on diversity in your casting, when that's your message before anything airs, it's a red flag. It's a red flag that it's not actually about a story. It's not actually about entertaining people. It's about your own identity politics. It's about these self-insert characters. And in the case of Velma, that's 100% correct. All these fucking race swapping stuff like that, when you see that, it's not that that's the only reason that something is bad. What it is, however, is a sign that that's what their focus is on. And in the case of Velma, just like nearly always, we were absolutely right. When we saw those red flags and said, clearly they don't respect fans, clearly it's about identity politics, that was absolutely 1000% correct. This is an abomination. The mainstream media can try to make it up like you're just racist or sexist if you don't like this. But at the end of the day, the overwhelming majority of people, regardless of their gender, regardless of their race, regardless of their sexuality, despise this series. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.